and not getting a first down, but a nice play by them as there's a Mountie down on the field right now.
There's a Mountie down on the far side of the field as each team will retreat to their respective sideline. 7-7 our score. 4:09 left to go in the opening quarter here from Hilmer Lodge Stadium. The Mountie's second to last home game of the regular season. And let's hope they get a couple of games here in the postseason at Hilmer Lodge. But they got to take care of business tonight against the Citrus team who comes into the game at 2-0 in conference play. As we still are waiting to see exactly who is down on the far side of the field there for the Mounties. We got the binoculars, but the training staff is attending to the injured Mountie, and we are unable to see the number on the jersey for the Mountie. Is he'll finally sit up and now stand up as he's helped off the field. And for the Mounties, that could be a big loss if it's a serious injury.
It's not good.
Magalay, the linebacker, the 6'3", 230 sophomore out of Olympia, Washington. He's been a big key component on the Mounties' defensive front this year.
Yeah, we always say CD Tama-Avena is a big component to this defensive unit. Magalay is right there as far as tackles and sacks. Not only that, he has a big frame. He's 6'3", 230, and a very fast 6'3", linebacker for the Mounties as he's limping off the field right now, and it's not a good sign for this Mounties defense.
Well, now Suli Tama-Avena, who's been limited in action due to an injury for the last couple weeks, he'll enter the game for Magdalay as the training staff for the Mounties will go to check on him on the near sideline. 2nd and 4 for Citrus. They have it at the Mounties 34. 4 wide set for the Owls. The lone back, Gonzalez. The snap is back. Cutbirth will look to pass. Fire to the far side of the field, and it's caught. That'll be a first down for Citrus College. And once again, it was Patrick Smith who had the 70-yard touchdown reception earlier. And he gets his way down to the Mountie 28-yard line to move the chains for the Owls.
6 foot 180. He's a freshman out of East Nashville Magnet High School, Nashville, Tennessee. So he is a nice target frame for Cutbirth to throw at, and he's leading the team in receiving yards for a reason, Chris.
He's come a long way to go a long way like he did on that 70-yard touchdown reception earlier. Empty backfield here for Cutbirth on a 1st and 10 from the Mountie 28. 5 wide set. Mounties look like they want to bring some pressure. The snap is back. A flag is down. Cutbirth hit as he throws, and the pass is hauled in, but out of bounds as the official on the near side of the field said that Smith was bobbling it. Cutbirth took a shot courtesy of who else but C.D. Tama-Avena that time, but we'll check the flag on the field.
Yeah, I'm just watching here as Magalay is getting treatment on the sideline, Chris, and if he can walk away off of the trainer's table and seem okay, that will be a positive sign for the Mountie defense. Right now, he's still getting treated. Keep you posted as we watch this game at the same time. There was a penalty on the field, but wasn't sure if it was on the Mounties.
It was against the Mounties. Offsides, they jumped. So it was a free play for Citrus. That's why Cutbirth threw it up inside the 10. 7th penalty against the Mounties. 3:21 left to go opening quarter. We're tied at 7, but Citrus knocking on the door, and more flags will fly here. I think the Owls are going to give the Mounties the yardage right back. That'll be a false start penalty most likely against Citrus, and they are backing up. First penalty of the night against the Owls.
Let's just thank the Stars that wasn't another penalty on the Mounties. Coach Jab's already unhappy with the play, I'm sure, as far as penalties concerned, committing 7 in the first quarter here.
Inexcusable. They can't do that on the road against RCC next week. RCC, 27-game home winning streak on the line next week against the Mounties. They're down at L.A. Harbor. A team with only 1 win tonight. Should be a big-time win for Riverside in that one. Is another catch for Patrick Smith. Another first down catch for Patrick Smith as he gets inside the 15 to the 14. A pickup of 13 yards to move the chains once again for the Owls. They're in the red zone of the Mounties.
Demetrius Counts on the coverage there for the Mounties. 5'9", 190 out of Los Angeles High School in Pomona, but not matching up too well with him as he's a 5'9", trying to guard a 6-foot.
No, Patrick Smith has been very effective in this game. Just south of 100 yards. On a 1st and 10, the snap is back. Cutbirth, he'll take a shot inside the 5. And who else but Patrick Smith makes the catch? He bobbled the football and went in the air. But by the time it landed into his hands, he was in the end zone for another Citrus College touchdown. Passing touchdown number 2 on the night for Cutbirth, and receiving touchdown number 2 on the night, courtesy Patrick Smith. That's his 5th receiving touchdown of the season. And with 2:55 left to go in the opening quarter from Hilmer Lodge, the Citrus Owls have a lead.
Yeah, not anything positive right now in the first quarter for the Mounties, committing a lot of penalties and not buckling down too well in man coverage, as that PAT is almost blocked, but it is good. But you're mentioning how Smith has been effective, Chris. He's been their go-to guy, the leader in receiving yards, now over 400 yards on the season, and just really having his way. After he receives the ball, like on that play, he did bobble it, and nonetheless, obviously completed that pass and touchdown reception. But it just looks like he's not going down once you put hands on him, unless you really wrap him up and bring him down or knock it out of his hands.
Well, Brian, this was a Citrus team that came into the season ranked as the 4th best team in Southern California, so they're certainly no slouch. They haven't lived up to the expectations that many of the so-called experts had for them, but they're certainly a team that can hang with the best in Mount SAC.
Yeah, the Mounties a nice test here before they head out to RCC and try to break that 27-game unbeaten streak at Riverside next week. But, with 2:55 here left in the first quarter, you look for the Mounties to get back on board.
The Mounties cannot drop this game and expect to find themselves in the postseason. They already have one conference loss. Citrus sitting pretty at 2-0. Another short kick. Aaron Vons from his own 19. Gets across the 25, and he's taken down right around the 29-yard line. He was pushed back to the 26, and they won't give him forward progress there. They'll mark him down at the 26-yard line, and now trailing 14-7 with 2:49 left to go in the opening quarter. Justin Allo and the Mountie offense will look to, like we mentioned earlier, Brian, or like we had hoped for earlier, have their first real sustained drive of the night, because on their only scoring drive, they started from the Citrus College 34-yard line.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see. Let's get these receivers involved, too. As much as we want to see Tolbert involved in this offense, he's going to have to be even more involved as the game goes on to open up that passing game.
Tolbert is the lone back here. 2 wide set for Justin Allo. Handoff, Omaris Tolbert gets up the middle. He'll maybe get one.
Yeah, the Owls defense right now just really swarming to him and really expecting, if you will, for Tolbert to run and run hard at the defensive line. So the Owls really buckling down here as a no-huddle offense for the Mounties and Allo.
2nd and 9.5. And I'm being generous when I say that. Well, Morris Tolbert did not get much on the ground there. The snap is back. Allo, he'll look to throw. Fire, and it's caught by Derek Macon. Gets across the 40 and fumbled the football. And I think Citrus fell on top of it. Still no word from the officials, but the Citrus College sideline is going ballistic. The quarterback for the Owls, Larry Cutbirth, is already out on the field, and the Owls have recovered the fumble. The second turnover of the night for the Mounties, and Citrus College will get it right back at the Mount SAC 49.
Mackin he ran a really nice route there for the Mounties, and unfortunately just got the ball knocked loose as right before he was about to hit the ground, and the Mounties giving up another crucial turnover here. See if the Owls can capitalize, but I want to see how this defense responds, because Magalay is still on the sideline. You have CD and Suli Tamavena, the big linebackers for this Mounties defense, as this drive is about to start here for the Owls.
3 backs in the backfield with the quarterback, Larry Cutbirth, the sophomore. 1 receiver split out to each side. Ball on the Mountie 48. And it'll be Cutbirth keeping himself, and he'll be taken down after a gain of 1. That's his first rushing attempt of the night. He has 4 touchdowns on the ground this season, does the quarterback, Cutbirth. And despite the 4 touchdowns, he's only averaging 1.5 yards per carry.
So he's an active quarterback. That's all it is. It's another threat.
Remember, I was talking to some guys that work for jcfootball.com, and who knows more than them? They cover junior college football for a living. They compare this kid to Colin Kaepernick.
Well, that's a pretty high comparison.
He's looked good tonight, though. 2 touchdown passes, and he's done a great job conducting this Owl offense.
Yeah, if he's going to continue to do so throughout the season, right now he's looking very comfortable in the pocket, and he's not really feeling too much pressure from the Mounties. They haven't really brought it much, and he's been rushed maybe once in this game. That was Tamavani who got to him on that free play.
And he still completed the pass. Luckily, it was a penalty.
Yeah, so, for the Mounties right now, you talk about the Owls team who started at a number 4 ranking in California, and they are no slouch, and they're showing it right now that they can play with this Mounties team. And the Mounties right now are going to have to really get their feet set in this game.
They got to play defense. Defense has been their strong suit all season long outside of the Long Beach game. They got to sure up and play it here. Citrus College, they called their first charge time out of the half. Out of the timeout with 1:38 remaining in the opening quarter. 14-7 the Owls lead. They have it at the Mountie 47 on a 2nd and 9. The Mounties defense, they can't let Citrus score here, or else they're going to put themselves in a 2-touchdown deficit. Captain Obvious.
Well, they played from behind already this season, but that's nothing that they would like to do. And that, of course, being down to Long Beach early on in this season by 12 at halftime. They came back and scored 24 unanswered. But right now, the Owls have scored 14 unanswered and also forced 2 turnovers on the Mounties.
The handoff there went to Emmanuel Pooler, who saw his first significant action of the season last week against Bakersfield. Had 78 yards on 12 attempts. Only a gain of 2 there, so an opportunity for the Mounties to get a stop. 3rd and 7 for Citrus at the Mountie 45. 3 wide set for the Owls, 2 aligned to the near side of the field. Cutbirth trying to draw the Mounties offside. Now the snap is back. He's pressured, flushed out to the far side of the field, and now he's going to take off and run. And he just gets back to the original line of scrimmage. A late flag flies in, and that's going to be against the Mounties for a late hit out of bounds, and I do not agree with that call one bit.
Well, Skylar Crawl was the defensive end, 6'2", 255.
That can't be the call.
And he was the one that was pressuring Cutbirth to make him roll outside and really give him no lane to run. And it looked like it was a tackle.
I don't like that. I don't like that call at all, and it's going to give Citrus 15 yards and another first down.
That is a pretty unfortunate call for the Mounties, and like you said, Chris, it'll give them another first down, and with under a minute now, that puts them in prime location to tack on to their already 7-point lead here on the Mounties.
The ball will be moved down to the Mountie 28. So just when you thought the Mounties had to stop, a very questionable call by our officiating crew. It's the 8th penalty of the night on the Mount SAC Mounties.
And a big one.
A big one. Under half a minute left to play here in the opening quarter of action from Hilmer Lodge. 14-7 Citrus. They're looking for more at the Mountie 28. Snap is back. Cutbirth going to take a shot deep downfield. And this time, Smith unable to hang on to the football. It falls to the turf incomplete.
Well, Taekwon Glass on the coverage right there. 5'11", 185 out of Pasadena. Just did a nice coverage, or just did a nice job in coverage, making sure his hands were straight up, trying to deflect any vision, straight vision that Smith had.
The Mounties made a substitution there on the defensive side. This is the first time all night. Glass, who had an interception last week against Grossmont, is covering Smith, who already has 2 touchdowns tonight through the air. 2nd and 10. Cutbirth. Screen pass out of the backfield. This is Pooler getting his way down to around the 25-yard line for a pickup of 4.5. And here we go again. 3rd down. The Mounties will have a chance to stop the Owls, but that'll be in the second quarter as time runs out here in the first quarter of action from Hilmer Lodge Stadium on the campus of Mount San Antonio College in Walnut, California. How about the Citrus Owls? Upset hungry for sure. They have a 14-7 lead on the Mounties. And they will have themselves a 3rd and about 6 when we begin the second quarter of action in a matter of moments here. They'll have it at the Mountie 26-yard line.
It's nice to see the Mounties very aggressive on that last play call by the Citrus Owls, trying to run that little screen pass sweep, if you will, and towards the near side of the field. Lolani Fa'alua was the leading man, the big 6'2", 310 defense